Hello everyone, my name is Tao Liao. This is my presentation of my practice work from Unit 1. My project is named Between the Backs. It focuses on the use of back views as a visual motif. Through back views, I record fragments of my experiences of living in London as an observer in a different cultural context. I'm interested in back views because they hide the face and clear identity. This lack of information leaves space for imagination. Different viewers often form different interpretations of the same back view. In Project 1, I carried out a small experiment. I shared the same photograph of a back view online and collected audience responses. I found that the interpretations varied greatly. Each person projected their own meanings onto the image. This experiment made me realize that back views encourage viewers to actively complete meaning. From this starting point, I continued my research. In Gestalt psychology, incomplete visual information often leads people to complete the whole image. In photography theory, images with missing information are often seen as open, where meanings is not fixed or given directly. As Berger, Sontag, and Bergin suggest, when a figure does not look back, a viewer becomes more active in constructing meaning. I also noticed that back views are widely used in art history and illustration. They are often used to express distance, reflection, or unseen stories. In some illustrations, back views are combined with environment or materials to create an ambiguous and uncertain atmosphere. Based on the research from Project 1, Project 2 shifted towards observing back views as a visual symbol and connecting them with my lived experience in London. While living in London, I often experience the city as a peripheral observer. Because of language and cultural distance, my understanding is often fragmented and incomplete. This openness and absence in back views reflect the state of being in a foreign culture. Therefore, I turned this ongoing experience into a working method, using back views to record daily life and translate cross-cultural uncertainty into visual form. Although the starting point is personal, this feeling of partial understanding is shared by many international students and migrants. In Project 2, I developed two outcomes: a zine titled Between the Backs and a group of ceramic works. Both are based on my continued observation of back views. At the same time, my sketching practice shifted my focus from recording objects to recording feelings, leading to a more subjective visual approach. The first outcome is the zine Between the Backs. It combines text and illustrations to record back views in London. In London and elsewhere, I keep encountering back views. Sometimes I feel like I've been thrown into a world made of foreign languages and noise. Catching other people's conversations becomes a connect the dots game. Words are scattered points, and I use rhythm and fragments to piece together a broad impression and meaning. Beyond language, time creates another kind of distance. Late at night, I look at my family through a chat window at hours away, like we are separated by half the universe. They feel quiet and far, as if they are turned away from me. In a supermarket queue, I see layers of back views from different communities, hairstyles, skin, clothes, and the food in their baskets, all from very different lives. During the day, I walk outward from where I live, using it as my center. On rare sunny winter days, I see many dog walkers and breeds I rarely see in China. These back views of people and dogs slowly become the clearest map I have of this area. Sometimes I leave the city and stop briefly in a seaside town. People sit quietly by the shore, looking toward a broad horizon. Time feels slower there. Their back views stay still, almost like the stones lying quietly on the beach. I've started to enjoy going to flea markets. People who love old things bend over in rows to browse. When I look at their backs, I feel like their nostalgic soul are whispering to the objects. Walking out of the flea market, the street is piled with thick fallen leaves. One rushing back view after another steps on them, making a crisp, crunching sound. It makes me think of my subtropical home, where leaves almost never build up this thick. Stepping on the leaves made me suddenly want some crisps. These fragments form a nonlinear narrative that reflects how I understand space, time, and others through back views. As a cross-cultural observer, the second outcome is a series of ceramic works. During material experiments, I found that clay suits my practice well. Paper feels light and temporary, but when the same forms are translated into ceramic, they gain weight and a sense of being preserved. This matches my intention to hold on to fleeting observations and feelings. I selected 4 fragments from the zine, partially understood the language, time difference, walking maps, and supermarket back views, and transformed them from sketches on paper into ceramic objects. Throughout this practice, I position myself as an author. I'm not objectively documenting the city. Instead, I use mapping to reflect how I look and how understanding forms in a foreign context. My work is not only about the back views themselves, but about the process of missing information, imaginative completion, and reinterpretation. In my earlier projects, I focused on how we look and how understanding is formed. In Project 5, I shift from studying back views and the subjective perception towards the experience of the city itself. I used psychogeography as a method to re-understand the cities through personal perception. Psychogeography looks at how urban environments affect perception, emotion, and behavior. One key method is drifting, which focuses on non-goal-oriented walking and attention to atmosphere, rather than efficiency or routes. This allows me to slow down and reconnect with urban spaces through the senses. I focus on transitional spaces in everyday life, such as street segments, corners, and moments of waiting. These are places we pass through daily but rarely notice. I'm especially interested in locations that trigger physical or emotional responses. My method still grows from my Unit 1 work on back views and incomplete seeing. Although back views are no longer the main subject, I continue to focus on subjective perception. While walking, forming an impression of a place feels like attaching a label to the experience. I record these moments through notes, photography, and memory, and translate them into sticker forms inspired by fruit labels. In this project, I will continue to work as an author, constructing a subjective narrative of the city through collecting and arranging personal experience. I keep one question in my mind: if someone does not know psychogeography, but has lived in London, can they still enter my work? For this reason, the project does not rely on explanation, but build connections through shared experience. Thank you for listening.